I want to turn back now to the ordeal of these hostages in Gaza and the ordeal of their families. And I'm joined now by Sharone Lifschitz, whose mother was released by Hamas last month, but her father is still being held hostage inside Gaza. Sharone, it's been over a month now since your mother was released. I guess my first question is, how is she doing?
My mom is doing okay. She's fully engaged. Actually, I will say that the guy saying that these elderly ladies know very little, I think he's underestimating the kind of people they are. They're super toughy. They know a lot. They have agency. There are, they know what they're saying, and they are saying a lot about what has happened.
Well, that's true. I mean, your mom talked about this spider web of tunnels in a press conference after she was released. I mean, she obviously has pretty significant memories of that experience. What else have you learned about her experience in captivity?
We have learned a lot, and that is helping us both in terms of understanding the system underneath. And downtown Gaza, as it was described by the Hamas terrorist organization to them. But we are also learning from the new people who are coming. We are understanding how urgent it is to release all of them. And I think that Israel has one objective at this moment, and one objective only, and that is the release of all the hostages. I think that nobody should confuse the fact or introduce other objectives to the conversation until all hostages are released.
How important do you think it is that this ceasefire continue as long as possible to that end?
I think it's absolutely essential. They must continue. It must continue now. It's a very delicate moment. I know there's a lot of to and fro by two big by a terrorist organization, State of Israel, trying to big themselves up in front of each other. But I hope that is just a way of threatening each other in order to really then engage in the continuation of the ceasefire and the release of all the hostages. We, the families of the hostages, demand that of Israel. I think Israel has a moral duty towards its citizens to return them home after they were abandoned, totally abandoned on the 7th of July, at least of October, at least in my kibbutz.
Talk to me about one of those citizens, your dad, who's still a hostage. Have you been able to learn anything else about his condition? How does that work with the Israeli government? I mean, what kind of information and communication are you getting about the process of finding him and bringing him home?
Look, we are very tight-knit communities, and my community, there is still, about 45 hostages after the 3 days of release in which kibbutz hostages from Nir Oz were released. So we talk to each other, and most of what I learn is from them. My family has learned this week from one of the returned hostages that she was with my father, that she did see him alive. This is the very first time I see. We had a certain news about him being alive in Gaza. That makes us feel even more urgent that the conditions there are very, very, very bad for the citizens of Israel, for the hostages, and that they must come back. There is no medical care. They're under very horrific conditions. They really are worried for their lives, and we are worried with them.
That has to be fantastic news just to get to know that he's even still alive. I can't imagine what that's like to even hear. You talked about the community, and I'm thinking about the community of folks like you who are waiting for news, waiting for word, hoping to get your loved ones back. Does that community have what it needs? What do you need from the Israeli government, from the international community who are all thinking about your families?
I think keep the pressure up. I think that we have not felt that the NGOs, the Red Cross, the UN has done the duties towards us as citizens of the world. I think that there's so many stories that emerge, and this is such a vast event in which different groups experience vastly different experiences. But there are, pockets in Gaza in which people treated the hostages without being totally unkind. But if you look at the horrificness of the whole situation, these have to be kind of put to the front. But apart from that, we just have to work towards the release of all the hostages so that these communities that were uprooted, murdered, beheaded, etc., can start to find their feet back and come back to trying to rebuild it, and the region as a whole, of course.
Sharone Lifschitz with the message, keep the pressure up to bring those hostages home. We will, and we'll be thinking about you and especially about your dad. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.